Hi there, my name is Aaron Short and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're enjoying your Kempers, I sure am. It's been 2 months now, right? And while there's still some bugs around, I'm just loving the sounds. There's a good slogan for you. Anyway, I do appreciate the views and comments and questions as well. I've had one asking me if I could make a video about using external pedals, like expression pedals with the Kemper, and I'm happy to do it. If you've got any more questions or suggestions, feel free to put them right below, and please do press the subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. All right, so Kemper, great all-in-one unit. Doesn't have a expression pedal built in, but you can buy one. Now, the main ones that people seem to be using on the internet are the Mission Engineering, their green kind of Kemper looking pedal. That's pretty cool. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's cool because it can actually have two functions. It has a toe switch, which you can press down on the toe, so you could go between wah and volume, for example. Now you've also got the Jim Dunlop, the black pedal. That's the one I'm using today. And that also now comes in a mini version, so you might want to look into that to save some space and weight. But if you want the full version like a classic wah, then go for the full size one. So let me show you how you plug it in and what different settings we have available. Let's go over to the Kemper right now. Okay, so this is the expression pedal. As you can see, it's very nicely made. I really like this pedal a lot. We connect a TRS cable, which is the one with the 2 lines on it, also known as a stereo cable, to the expression input on the pedal. It says expression on one of those labels. Make sure you plug into the correct one. And now that's ready to go. And then on the Kemper itself, I'm plugged into expression number 1. You've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the back. All right, great. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go into pedals. Click on pedals, page over if you haven't already, and you'll see pedal type 1, which is what this kind of pedal is, and then the function. So function can be morph, wah, volume, or pitch. Now morph means your 2 morph states that you have. I'll cover this morphing thing in another video, but basically morph off and morph on, regular reverb and excessive reverb, the pedal would allow you to go between them. Rather than the foot switch just moving between them at the time you specify, the pedal will obviously allow you to stop anywhere you want. So you could have a little bit of reverb or no reverb, touch of reverb, more reverb, lots of reverb, anywhere in between. And not just reverb, distortions, other things too. So that's really cool with the morph feature. Then obviously the volume pedal is volume, and it's either pre or post the stack. So if I show you in rig, if you page along and find the volume pedal settings, you'll see location is post or pre. Now pre means it'd be before the amp, so it'll also reduce the amount of gain as well, like when you turn the volume on your guitar. Post means it's just like a master fader, up and down. I like post, I just want the whole thing to go up or the whole thing to come down. But that's a personal choice. Okay, so back to pedals. The other ones were wah, which we're now going to look at, and a monitor level. This is great. If you've got your own monitor speaker on stage, you can have a pedal that just raises and lowers your volume speaker for yourself. Very, very useful with your foot. I love that feature. The thing about Kemper is they seem to think about very practical applications, and that's why I really like the product, aside from the fact it sounds really good. All right, so let's go to function, let's go to function, wah pedal. Now obviously that's ready to go, but you do have to put a wah pedal in your chain. Usually the wah goes first, guitar wah, that's what most people do. So in A, I've held down, I've selected the wah wah, and the preset I chose was a Crybaby. Standard settings, you can go through those and play with them if you want to. The only thing I want to change is the bypass mode. Now, it seems to like bypass at stop. The problem with that is if you're using the wah and then you stop suddenly, for a second, the wah turns off. So you can't have those in-between like tone effects. Like if you're playing Money for Nothing, you kind of just place the wah halfway and you play the riff and you get that really cool sound. You can't do that if it's going to stop, because it will think you've stopped and it will shut the wah off. So don't do that. I like to set it bypass at heel. That means when your heel is down, it's going to bypass. So that's effectively off. So that's really cool. And that's the best way I've found to do it. You could also assign an on and off switch to one of these buttons and basically turn the wah on, use the pedal, turn the wah off. But I really like the way the heel turns off the pedal. You use it and then you put your heel back down and it shuts off again. Very, very cool. So that's the wah. Let me go back to pedals again. And there is one thing, and the next one you'll find is volume. So you put that on volume and it's real easy. It's just now going to be a volume, pre or post, whatever you've set it as in the settings. And the great thing is when the heel is down on the volume pedal, it will turn on the tuner, which I find really, really handy. That means you can then use that tuner button for something else, or it means if this pedal's across the stage a bit more than that is, you can access your tuner quickly without going over. Just another nice little feature and very well thought out. I like that a lot. Okay, so the last one is going to be your pitch. This is your whammy type. This is your whammy type effect. So exactly the same thing. Just place the whammy effect in, like I might put it on the mod here as a whammy. Go through the different ones you've got. Go up and down, change the settings. Your notes will jump up and down an octave. So very, very simple, very easy to use. Now, one thing I noticed is that in pedals, if you go to the first page, these things at the top were selected. You've got wah pedal into volume, morph pedal into wah pedal into pitch, morph pedal into pitch. This was doing some weird stuff with my morphing states. So if you get anything weird going on, I just turned those off. It seems to have fixed everything. So a little tip for you. So really simple, turn those off, select the type of pedal you want, connect it with a TRS jack to number 1 or whichever one of the 4 ones you're going to use on the back. Obviously, if it's a wah or a pitch shifter, make sure you've selected that effect in your block, in your chain. If it's a volume, you haven't got to do anything, which is great. If it's a volume for your monitor, of course, you haven't got to do anything either. Just make sure the monitor's plugged into the Kemper. So really, really simple, very easy to use, and the effects sound great. I really like that wah effect I had at the beginning. So that is your expression pedal. Of course, you could then add another one to number 2. You could have one that's just volume and another one which is wah, and so you got them separate and they won't cross over. You know, you could have the volume at 50% while you then use the wah at the same time at that volume level. So you can really go to town. Another reason I love the product, I like that they didn't include a pedal. Okay, it's not quite as convenient, but it means if you don't use pedals like this, you don't need to have them on there. It saves the weight and the space. If you do use them, it means you can have it on the right side or the left side, because some people do like to use their left foot for wahs and things. So you might want to try that. And it also means you can just add as many as you want wherever you want. It's very flexible, and I think it's great. The other type of pedal you could use is this, a 2-button foot switch. This will effectively add 2 more switches to the Kemper. Now, again, I personally don't feel I'm lacking switches on this thing, but if you want to do some extra effects assigned, or I'll show you what you can do, but if you want to add more buttons, basically exactly the same thing. This is from Sweetfoot Pedals, a great company. Again, TRS, and then obviously plug it into a different pedal input on the back. If you're using the volume on 1, plug this into say 2 or 4. I've got this in 4 right now. Same thing, go to pedals. I love that, it's very obvious, right? Go to pedals, page across to pedal 4, because it's in number 4, and choose what kind of pedal it is. Is it a mono switch? Does it have 1 button? Is it a dual switch? Well, this actually is a dual switch, but I've found some weird stuff happening with the looper right now. Now, this could be a bug in this current firmware, or it could be user error, but to be safe, don't bother with that one. Go straight to profiler switch. Kemper sell their own switch like this. It's green and it matches the Kemper. It's a little bit bigger, but you might want to get the official pedal just so everything's green, right? Very simple, look, A and B. So A, button A can be your tuner, rig down, rig up, rotary speed, looper mode, infinity, freeze. Freeze. I love the freeze effect on the delays and reverbs. So that could be a freeze. Just press that button. Save yourself a button. But what I like to do is to put my looper start on A, my looper stop on B. Now, why is this cool? Well, it means if you have this pedal next to the Kemper while you're playing, if you suddenly get a cool idea, you don't have to go looper, start, okay? All you have to do, you're playing, you just hit this switch and it's recording. And you're done and you press stop and you delete it. You don't even have to see that looper screen anymore. You can just control it with this. Okay, you haven't got all the advanced functions of the looper, but really most of us use start and stop, right? So start the loop, stop the loop, start the loop, and overdub the loop. Press 3 times and it deletes it. Or I think you can also just hold it for 3 seconds and it deletes it, yeah. So that's really cool. What you've got there is a dedicated looper and expression pedal wah or volume pedal, and you've just like seriously extended the ability of the pedal itself. And these things are passive, they don't require power. So that's a great thing. So I hope you find this useful. I'll have more to come. Yeah, please send me your suggestions. Please put them in the comments below, the things you want me to talk about with the Kemper. Personally, I find it so easy to get good tone from it. And if you read the manual and spend some time with it, it's not a hard unit to use. I know some people like to learn from videos. Kemper also have awesome videos on their channel. I'm not trying to compete with that. I just really want to show you how I use the pedal and the way I think it's good to set it up in a practical application for practice and gigs, like real world stuff. Again, from my point of view, maybe it doesn't apply to you, but I think it's good to get people's suggestions of how they use things. So please subscribe. I'll be back real soon with some more videos and look forward to seeing you then. Right, bye-bye.